So we saw a pair of teams trade up into the top 10. Buffalo Bills go from 12 to 7. They get Josh Allen at number 7. And Arizona from 15 to 10. And they go get Josh Rosen. And I thought the value for both of these trades, very, very fair for Buffalo and Arizona. So Buffalo, they did not have to part ways with both of their first-round picks. They give away the 12th that they were able to acquire because they traded Cordy Glenn to Cincinnati. They move up from 21 to 12. So they now use that 12th pick, obviously, to go up to number 7. And they still have the number 22 pick at their disposal. They give up both of their seconds. One of them acquired last year for the Sammy Watkins trade that dealt him to the Rams. And the other one was obviously their own. And then Arizona, they only had to give up a 3rd and a 5th to go up and get Josh Rosen. So Josh Allen, in my opinion, was probably a better fit for Buffalo than Josh Rosen because of obviously the arm talent and being able to whip the ball through the wind and through the cold conditions of Buffalo. I'm sure Josh Rosen might be, a favorite over Josh Allen for some people, but I am a Josh Allen guy. I think that his ability to extend plays, to do some of those different things, ad-libbing, he's got a little bit of Carson Wentz in him. Obviously, the accuracy does have to improve, but there is a statistic from Pro Football Focus that they have adjusted accuracy. And if you guys don't know about Wyoming, they have a shit offensive line, shitty wide receivers, and his adjusted accuracy numbers actually turned out to be kind of okay. Like, the narrative of him being completely inaccurate is actually a little bit inaccurate. Sure, he has inaccuracy issues, but I don't think it's as bad as people make it out to be. Obviously, he's got a huge arm. I mean, the strongest arm we've seen in probably a decade or so. So you look at like John Elway and when he came into the league and the arm that he had, a little bit of similar characteristics there. The other problems with Josh Allen though is some of his anticipation and going through the reads, second and third reads. I mean, he's fine on his initial read, and that's great. But second and third receivers, once he gets to those guys, that's, a little bit more problematic for him. Everything with him right now is hard and on a line, and he needs to put a little bit more touch on some of his throws, being able to put balls over linebackers, some of the post corner routes, some of those sort of things. I think he needs to get a little bit better at. But in terms of, so that arm talent and what he can do out there, I think he's got some really, really good qualities, and he fits in Buffalo. The only problem is I think he is a project and a guy that should sit out a year, and obviously Buffalo does not have Tyrod Taylor anymore. So we'll see what kind of happens with that. And then you got Josh Rosen, and it's funny because the comparison with him, I think, is Sam Bradford. Both guys coming out of college, very, very accurate. And as we've seen Sam Bradford in the NFL, a guy that gets hurt a lot, a guy that's a statue in the pocket, a guy that, isn't that great at escaping the pocket, moving in the pocket, and because of that, he gets hurt. And we see the same kind of deal with Josh Rosen, UCLA, concussion issues, shoulder issues. He is a statue in the pocket. If he has a great offensive line, he will be successful. Arizona needs to build that line for him because when the pocket is clean, he's deadly. He can be as accurate as any quarterback maybe in the league. But if he's got to move around there, if he's got to elude pressure, he's going to struggle. He's going to be bad. He's going to bust. I don't think he can throw on the move. I don't think he's comfortable on the bootleg. So we'll see how that situation plays itself out. Sam Bradford is obviously the guy that they signed during the offseason, but Josh Rosen, the fact that they go up and trade up for him, I don't hate it, obviously, because they didn't really have to give up much, 3rd and a 5th, to move up 5 spots to get your quarterback. I don't hate it at all. We'll see if it pans out. All right, so let's kind of quickly go through the other picks, 6 through 10. Quentin Nelson at number 6. I mean, that's a no-brainer for Indianapolis. You get the second best player, in my opinion, of this draft, interior lineman. I think guards are becoming more and more important in the league right now because of a lot of the interior pass rushers that we're seeing. Guys like Fletcher Cox, guys like Aaron Donald, dominating the league right now. Geno Atkins, Quan Short of Carolina. Ndamukong Suh, not what he once was, but still can create havoc on quarterbacks. You got a guy in Quentin Nelson. That's a no-brainer to me at number 6. Number 8, Chicago. They go Raquan Smith of Georgia. Rangy sideline-to-sideline linebackers, got a lot of speed, but he needs a dominant defensive line in front of him. So he's a guy that you kind of have to build around because he's a fast, rangy linebacker who kind of struggles to get off blocks. And is he going to find success in Chicago? You need to build that defensive line in front of him, guys that can keep blockers off of him and allow him to roam free sideline to sideline. San Francisco, they go for Mike McGlinchey, a lot of people's top tackle in this class. You go and you protect Jimmy Garoppolo. Heavy hands, nasty tackle once he gets you in his arms. Once he gets his hands on you and he drops that anchor, it's game over. But I'm not that high on this tackle class. Maybe as I should say, I'm not as high on McGlinchey as some others people are. I'm not a big fan of Mike McGlinchey, but I could be wrong about him. We'll see. And I also don't think it's a good tackle class. I think his big struggle is against speed rushers, guys who can turn the corner, bend the edge, be able to drop that shoulder dipping to beat him underneath his shoulders. I think that's where his struggles are with McGlinchey. So any guys that's a really good speed rusher, I think he'll not fare well against. So we'll see. I mean, San Francisco, they get Mike McGlinchey, and obviously I talked about the quarterbacks already. So those are my thoughts, 6 through 10. I did a video earlier of the top 5. From now, I'll probably go 11 to 20. That'll be my next video. So Adrian Fedke, I'm out. Peace.